do I say? Welcome to the Toke Trans podcast, where we talk life, love, and getting high. Grab a J and join us.
What's going on, everybody? Thanks for hanging out with us on Toke Trans. Toke and Trans. We are here with some very special guests. Very special guests here in the Appalachia area. And this is Charli and Danielle.
Hi.
Danielle.
Hi.
They are the duo of the awesome GraveGirlsMusic. If you have not, check them out on all of your listening devices because it's just dope music.
Thank you.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about yourself, Danielle or Charli.
So hi, it's
Hi.
Danielle. Basically, me and Charli met almost 2 years ago now.
Almost 2 years ago to the day here.
And we decided to start doing art together, and it's become this project, and everything else that we do basically is Grave Girls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's amazing. We're definitely going to be linking them in the whatever it ends up being below description or whatever.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
So
But that's what we're doing. Like a lot of the stuff we're doing is centered around Grave Girls. It's visual, it's audio, it's music, it's
Performance.
It's performance. There's elements of goth rock, there's elements of theater, there's elements of industrial, and we smoke a lot of weeds.
There's a lot
Hell
of psychedelic
yeah!
influences.
Yeah, a lot of psychedelic influences. Charlie's saying, for sure.
The visuals have a lot of really trippy stuff, but that's kind of a whole trippy thing. So
yeah, I love that. I've
Um,
seen some examples of the visuals in your your YouTube videos and the updates that Charli posts about your projections, the projectors and stuff. I don't even want to think about everything that goes into that, like planning out where it's going to project at and how that works with the space, and it just seems like a lot of math.
yeah. So it's a lot of math if you want it to be a lot of math, but you can also kind of shoot from the hip, and it kind of works. I do. So, here about a year ago, we went down to South Carolina and we projection mapped the entire. What was it?
It was a train yard, an old train yard,
Mm-hmm.
that they did a show at, and it was 400 feet long or something like that, and we projected all the way down the whole length of the thing.
Yeah, it was 4 different projectors and then an LED wall as well.
Mhm.
The LED wall had 2 separate inputs because one of the DJs ran his own visuals, so I had to be able to hand it over to him in the middle of the set.
Which is a
whole other thing.
It's a whole culture that we're just a part of music culture.
Mm-hmm.
A lot. You introduced me to the world of electronic and visual, and I introduced you to the world of performance music and punk rock and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Kind of a coming home to the music I used to listen to years and years and years ago.
Yeah.
And it's been really cool.
But also,
Yeah.
A lot of new stuff.
Yeah, and a lot of it's work too, because we do a lot of the production work, and we do a lot of the that show that Charli was talking about. That was not necessarily a Grave Girls show, but we were doing the visuals for it.
Right.
So, yeah.
That's amazing.
That was a
So
good
on top of Grave Girls, you're also helping other artists produce their performance pieces.
Oh,
yes, and then also in the audio world, it's very similar. I have a studio I've been running for, I guess this year it's kind of 19 years, so we're getting somewhere.
Wow.
I've been running a recording studio for that long, recording bands, so I know a lot about the music history and everything else around here.
Well, I should say.
Yes.
So, well, you guys clearly have your own kind of taste and your own vibe. Do you
Thank you.
Do you You're welcome. Do you like how would you describe like the kind of fashion style you lean towards, and like what inspires you in your everyday dress?
Well, today what inspired me in my everyday dress was that I was going on a walk with a friend for like a few miles, so I just kind of look like this. But
Function.
a lot of times I like to dress it up and dress eccentrically.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
You and I have that in
I
common.
think, what do you got, Charlie?
Well, today I was wearing a cardigan over top of this at work at the theater, with an RE. It's a live theater. It's good times.
Mm,
So, but we have to wear a uniform. So for me, it's a cardigan.
right.
Which was really cool. They had like a whole different range, and they let me, of course, choose the more
Mhm.
feminine things. And I chose a cardigan in the middle of the summer. They're like, "Oh, it's thinner material." I'm like, "Oh, great, awesome." And it is. It definitely is. But it's still a cardigan
Mm-hmm.
But
in the middle of summer down
When-
south.
if you see Grave Girls, oftentimes you'll see us in all black, everything, basically.
Oh yeah. And
Okay,
like,
so there's a definite separation between your like Grave Girls personas and your everyday dress.
Yeah, so
So-
Grave Girls is a band that is like it's a lot of the music that I've produced over the last like few years of my own stuff.
Mm.
And Charli has come in to that world, and we mixed it together and it became Grave Girls. And it's a very visual, like Grave Girls is a celebration of visual art in a lot of ways.
Mm.
I would say, as far as fashion though, Grave Girls is like an exclamation mark on
It's
what we
kinda-
normally wear.
Yeah, it's
Like,
kind of dark.
dialed up a notch or two.
Dialed up a notch. It's kind of darker. It's kind of what's the word for it? I feel like with Grave Girls fashion, a lot of it can get almost like a little bit campy.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
Well,
yeah.
like just kind of like hamming it up with the whole like, cemeteries and
like I wear a dress that has bats all over it, with my titties basically hanging out.
it's lovely.
Hell yeah.
She said it's lovely.
I was wearing this outfit with the bats at a show last year, and my titties were like, I didn't have any. I had gaff tape, stage tape, and so I actually used stage tape as nipple guards against
Like pasties.
just people. Yeah, well, like pasties from that tape off the floor over there.
Oh my god.
But it
Well,
doesn't
hey,
stick
you gotta
to
do what
things
you
with
gotta do.
pulls, so that's. I was like, oh, okay, this seems like the way to go.
Yeah.
I
good
love
time.
that.
But yeah, Grave
Um,
Girls has a lot going on. I don't know. It's a mixture of things. It's our life. Like we live as artistic and creative people. It's kind of like we do a mixture of a lot of different things inside of that world.
mm.
Like with us, like so, what would you say? Like so you had a show and things happened, and we needed a band.
Oh yeah, I had a band I was leading, like broke up, and so basically I had this show booked for my birthday show, which is at the end of October. But basically
Well, at this point, we've been like, we were cooking together and just like vibing in the kitchen, like reaching around, and it's like, and so we're like, oh, what if Danielle's like,
hey, you are a visual artist. Hey, I am an audio artist.
We're obviously cooking well together and sharing space together well.
Let's bang them together and see what happens.
Yeah. Let's cook. Yeah. Absolutely. I love that. That's such a great representation of your relationship together too, from what I have humbly observed, that I love so much. You guys mentioned being Now I'm gonna say it wrong. What is it? Appalachian? No,
Appalachia.
I did it wrong.
No,
You were very close.
Appalachian.
Appalachian. Oh, okay, Appalachian. Okay, yeah. I get so self-conscious because I'm like, before I'm like,
Oh, you're
area in the
fine.
south.
You're fine.
What's the meme? Throwing Appalachia?
Yeah, throw an
Appalachia.
Appalachian.
Okay.
I grew up saying Appalachia.
Yeah.
That's why you throw an Appalachian.
Oh my god. I am just now learning that. Why hasn't anybody told me? Oh my god. Okay.
So you'll remember that.
It's so funny.
So I know very little about that area from anything.
Mm.
It's an interesting area.
How is it living there?
Mhm.
I have.
You visited once.
Oh yeah.
Not living.
Yeah. I don't really. The vibe that I got was kind of like not great. But
It
like I
depends
said,
on where you go. It depends on where you go, but if you go down some hollers, what was it you'd say about it?
Yeah, if you don't go down hollers you don't know generally. Just in general.
Hollers.
Yeah.
Yeah, so define what a holler is for
So-
both.
Define holler.
A holler is the hollow between. So you have a mountain and you have the ridges that come off of it and branch out. The hollows up in the little valleys.
Okay.
That's a holler.
Oh, okay.
It's something that's almost relatively unique to this area. The Appalachian Mountains are some of the oldest mountains in the world,
Mm-hmm.
and so there's a lot of secrets in them hills or something.
It used to be moonshine. Now it's mostly meth.
Oh shit.
So
Yeah.
you don't want to go down hollers you don't know because you might run into somebody's operation.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, me and Charli have a music video coming up soon that's coming out actually this coming Thursday.
Hell yeah.
And the song itself is called the song itself deals with its own issues, but the music video we filmed a lot of like sort of what goes on in the sort of like rundown backwoods areas a little bit. Like, I don't know, it's kind of like almost, I guess you could say, like awareness in a sense.
Showcasing
Like the livelihood of like the grime. Like, one thing you said about our style, I would consider our style almost exclusively like gonzo art, like kind of stuff, you know what I mean? Like, definitely in that realm of like,
oh yeah,
of like we're showing real life and we're trying to show what it's actually like to be like these people and that sort of thing.
Yeah, so this video she's talking about, there's a lot of scenes. It's like just the local back roads areas, like nobody's house.
Not even really local, but just like
around.
Yeah.
But it's like nobody's houses that's lived in, but like, places that ain't nobody living there.
Yeah, and places that are like where there's these beautiful houses that are just like closed and like the bank bought them or something, or somebody owns it and they're just gonna let it rot. And it's just
my fourth cousin's great aunt's grandma used to own that property, and we don't do nothing with it.
Yeah, the recession hit this area pretty hard. Not to mention,
but most of those videos is literally me hanging out the window of our van, like with our camera, just kind of.
Which is another facet of our art, which is that we use whatever we can to make it happen, and we just kind of like hope for the best in that way. Like with technology, I use a lot of technology in our music compared to what I would have done 10 years ago or 5 years ago even. But
audio went out.
It's because I was coughing. Is that because of Charli's influence that you use a lot more technology now?
That's a fair bit.
In a lot of ways, yeah.
Well, like for that one show that we were planning.
Well, okay, so August 11th.
Oh.
2 years ago.
2 years ago, yeah.
August 11th, 2 years ago, Charli was like, "Hey, you want to come to this show? I'm working it." And I was like bored and lonely, so I was like, "Let's go."
Mm-hmm.
And we went to a show, and it was August 11th, 2 years ago that I went to my first like electronic show, and
Mhm.
it was like it's its own culture, you know.
Yeah, it definitely
That's
is.
when I said cultural.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah, and it was really fun. It's an entirely different thing from like some of the other music scenes around here.
Yeah.
The production level tends to be a lot higher at the ones I'm doing with down there. Like it's big sound systems with like LED walls, lasers and all that kind of stuff.
Wow.
So when you bring somebody into it that's not necessarily new to it, been to it before,
Hmm.
they're like, "Oh,
Yeah.
Right. Quite
I've
stimulating.
And I've been so what is it?
DIY.
DIY. I've
Yeah.
been so DIY like my whole life with everything I've done
Yeah.
that like just like seeing what happens when you get together and do it in an almost like a unionized way. Not quite unionized, but like
Well,
almost.
so with the local visual artists in our general region of part of the country, we
Mhm.
actually do have. It's not quite a union. It's more of like a what do you call that? A collective.
Mm.
But it's a lot of the same kinds of things. It's collective bargaining, putting our brains together, making things happen, putting our connections together, make things happen.
Yeah.
So
I love that. It sounds like like between like using found stuff and everything accessible to you and also using your community, it seems like it makes it a lot more accessible for more people to participate in
yeah.
that kind of art.
The community is a huge part of that, because I feel like if you're trying to make it as an artist, it can be hard sometimes, and having a community of people who are there for you at any given point can be really helpful, and it's just kind of a part of the lifestyle in a way.
That's
Like
awesome.
you need community to be
Yeah.
a successful artist, like you just do.
Right. People to speak your name in a room full of opportunities.
Yeah, and we hear stuff all the time.
Mhm.
People are sending us really beautiful things. People are leaving beautiful comments and saying stuff like, hey, just so you know, people talk good shit about you. So
That's awesome.
yeah, isn't that great?
Yeah.
I got that
So-
one recently, and I was like, you're healing me.
That's wonderful.
No.
Well, not to go to something more sad, but so you're both trans women and you live in an area that what I would consider is probably hostile. Do
Can
you
be.
experience much transphobia when you go out and about?
Well,
There's a mixture.
yeah. You want to go first?
Okay.
You go first.
So there's
Okay.
a mixture. It's like there is definitely some overt transphobia. It's
Mhm.
almost like outbursts, because a lot of people just kind of like hold that shit in and are just like generalized like shittier about stuff. Like,
Right.
does that make sense? Like
think
it's
so.
not even necessarily open transphobia. A lot of it's like just like, you know, microaggression stuff over time, or just like people, for example, I mean, here's one. You know, Charli and I got all of our stuff thrown out, like all of it.
Oh my god.
We were able to get one carload
Like from your
away.
apartment?
It was from
So I came back to this side of the country to, I mean, have a place to stay again that wasn't like ridiculous expensive out west. But my father was having some health situations. So I was there taking care of him and doing work that I could find, building things, doing stuff.
And he
you know.
needs being taken care of, but then a certain family member like kind of stepped in and was like very homophobic, transphobic, and like uh flipped out and basically like threw away, like we're talking throwing away military uniforms, throwing away jewelry making equipment, throwing away Jesse's only picture of her grandmother that she had, throwing away CDs, electronic equipment,
all kind, basically
everything,
my whole
clothes.
life.
So this happened to us, and there is that, and it's like these outbursts of like people that just like they don't like you and they don't want to interact with you because of who you are, and then if they do interact with you, it can sometimes be like violent or upsetting. And it's transphobia, and it's people don't know how to act around trans women sometimes. Like, honestly, like people will flip out. A lot of it is tied to the generalized like feminist movement, like where in terms of like you know, the patriarchy kind of instills this energy of like the worthlessness and the uselessness of sex. Does that make sense?
Yes.
You know what I mean? Because it can't let that side of the world hold power, and also it can't let femininity have power. And you know, it's all tied together. I'm not here to explain like basic feminist theory, but the whole point of the story is that one thing we hold in high regard in this family, and in our artwork and in the choices we make as artists and the sacrifices we make as artists, are in line with the energy of like normalizing trans lives. The gonzo art of normalizing trans lives includes sex. It includes the beauty of being vulnerable as a person. And
I agree 100%.
That can be hard, but actually a lot of that I actually like. So I turned my Facebook into a public profile, and like basically like have kind of like sort of I do these posts called self-love and kindness. You may or may not have heard of such things, but they got like, they really started blowing up, and people were finding so much in what I had to say about my own experience because I was able to write about my vulnerability. And so a lot of promotional aspects, I will, you know, utilize my platform that I built through kindness and loving of self, like through my trans journey and stuff. So it's interesting.
I think I agree with you 100%, Danielle. I think that it's important to normalize trans existence, and since there's so many ways to be trans, I think it's important and kind of responsibility for all of us who have the privilege to feel safe and out, to be as authentic as we possibly can, to normalize it. And our joy is the best way to do that, because these, you know, transphobes, people writing legislature to put us back out of public life, are banking on our misery. And the very few detransitioners, and the very few of them that grift, are depending on misery to be, you know, like, these people are mentally unwell, they need help, like, they're miserable, they hate their body, they're in the wrong body, they're, you know. And I feel like
it goes back. Go ahead.
No, I just feel like it's really important what you do, and being vulnerable in that way, because sharing your kindness towards yourself, as opposed to the hardships that can be so plentiful, is I think way more powerful.
Yes, loving yourself is a revolutionary act in a society that upholds suffering and oh well, I'm gonna get a reward when I'm in heaven, so I gotta act like a dick to everybody, basically.
Right.
Sorry.
I was one time having a conversation with a capitalist. He was a bit. No, he was a business owner that me and Aaron might have known. He was a very staunch Republican. He had a
The only good thing that came from that is that I met Charli.
Okay.
This man had a cardboard cutout of Trump in his office
Next to our desk.
next to our desk.
Holy.
It was a fun time in my life. But me and Aaron met, so that was cool.
That's good.
But God, where was I going? Oh, what was I saying?
We were talking with him.
We were talking, and I've completely lost track of my phone.
Oh, we were talking about
We've been talking about transphobia.
No, there was something else I was going after.
This is why it's called Toke Trans.
It
'cause we're
is.
smoking
Yes.
marijuana.
This literally happens 5 times an episode.
Oh,
This
I
episode.
just forgot.
I forgot.
I remember. I lost it. God.
Damn.
Oh god. So the other thing too is that me and Charlie have at times been attacked.
Oh God,
Mm.
yeah.
We got attacked at like the grocery store.
Oh my god.
If you're comfortable.
I'm with it.
Why don't you go ahead?
Well,
You know,
That-
you don't really have to give any specific
Yeah.
details.
but that was a weird one. We were headed not home. We were headed to the grocery store to get some food, and we get there, and I do my grocery shopping. I come out, and there's this guy waiting for me,
He
and
waited?
he drove a good 20 minutes behind us to wait on me.
Oh my
And
god.
he starts hollering about like, I'm gonna send your kind to hell.
Jesus Christmas.
And
Yeah.
he kicked our car, and so I'm like, you know what?
And it was like an older man and like definitely like an otherwise what you would expect to be a reasonable looking normal person.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
But dude went crazy, and it's like, well, we're not blocked in. Danielle, let's go. Let's just
Yeah, and we just like sped out of there and
called the cops, and
they didn't do
they
nothing.
didn't do shit. But you know, it got on record, and that was fine. Like
Yeah.
he
Now,
was,
is that like a rare occurrence in your life?
it is. It really is. Like it's happened twice, which is too many.
Mhm.
Yes,
Um,
absolutely.
But you know, but no, like so, I work with the public every day.
And I already have trust issues, like, but go ahead.
But yeah, so you know, I work at a gift shop at a theater.
Mm.
It's with an RE. We have like live players on stage performing.
Mm.
And you know, hundreds of people come by me a day, and I'm nice to them. They're nice to me, and maybe once or twice they call me sir.
Mm.
But generally everybody's just like, here, hand your stuff up to this lady here, and it's like, oh, it's a good time. Like it doesn't happen often, but when it
Mhm.
does, holy crap. One thing that's a lot more common though, like this area kind of is known for people being like really, really polite to your face. But
Okay.
you know, it's like whole like, you know, acts
They call
polite is mean.
They call it Southern hospitality and like bless your heart culture,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I've heard of this.
where it's
Yeah.
like it's basically like very fake and like in your face, like people will just ignore your livelihood, but then to your face they'll be like, "Oh, bless your heart, honey,"
Mm-hmm.
and like it's
And then
just
gossip
awful.
about you.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
that too.
That's the one.
But also the other thing is like a lot of the people who, you know, end up like for some reason, you know, I don't know why, but for some reason, like, a lot of the people that would otherwise book Grave Girls just doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
And like a lot of that, it ends up being like, well, it's not this, and it's not this, and it's not this, and sometimes it's just overtly like people don't want to play with a band that's gonna be like openly like celebrating queerness.
But also sometimes they just don't want to get shown up to.
True.
Yeah. So would you say that you genuinely feel welcome where you live, or generally not?
Generally, yes.
Yeah, for sure.
That's great.
Yeah, like where we live right now, kind of everybody knows me. Everybody knows
And
my
obviously
people.
we work in the music and art industry for a
Mhm.
reason. It's because it's one of the places we are accepted.
Yeah,
Right.
like
Yeah,
like
it's like who you it's like who you choose to like surround yourself with.
Exactly.
More. It's
like
a lot of people will find you can find a lot of people very easily that won't be sweet to you or nice to you, but you can also find really sweet people that do. I'd say like I'd say a third that fourth.
Oh yeah.
It's almost like,
I don't know, but they're quality people.
well,
you know?
there's an amount of the culture that's just asleep.
Mm-hmm. Well, like my earlier
Yes.
example, I was talking about hundreds of people coming by me a day, but at the same time, that's a pretty self-selected group. These are people who are actually going to see live theater and are paying like between $20 to $70 for a
It's a
ticket.
different demographic.
So
Right.
it's
Yeah.
not necessarily the same demographic that would, although sometimes it is. We actually had someone come by earlier this year who was horrified at the idea that there was a man playing a woman's role in Shakespeare, of all things.
What? That's literally how they started.
Isn't that what you told her, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, like,
That's what you.
well, so the person who handled that, they just kind of looked at him like, sir, this is theater. If we sent home all the gay people from the theater, we'd have to close the theater.
Did they say that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Directly
Hell
to
yeah.
him. And then they marked him as a what was it? He's
on the no-fly list at the theater.
No,
Do
but
not-
A suppressive person.
a difficult person. So like if his name pops up and it's difficult, it's like, oh,
You can't go to the balcony anymore.
You don't get to see.
That's great. Well, I think that speaks a lot to what, statistics. I have to keep reminding myself when like the hate seems like too loud, and I'm like, it seems like the entire world hates us, but then you look at the stats and it says like 74% of Americans actually couldn't care less or support us. So I feel like in a place like where you guys live, it seems like a place to me that would be like way more concentrated with people who are transphobic, but it seems like even in your experience, because of like who you're choosing to surround yourself with, that percentage can probably go way up.
oh yeah. Like, what we like I said, like in our day-to-day life, it's rare. In our professional lives, it's super rare that anybody's like wanting to be any kind of way.
Mm-hmm.
Other than like the overt, like didn't book us in the first place type of thing.
Right.
But like if we're at the show, things have probably gone pretty well. They're going to be pretty cool people.
Mhm.
Yeah, and it depends, but in me and Charli, we don't work shows where we would feel unsafe.
Yeah.
And there definitely is like a culture around you that would absolutely make you feel unsafe if you were at a show with these assholes.
Oh yeah.
But or like there's a lot of problems going on in this one town nearby because the downtown area has become relatively unsafe. and a lot of it is because of like this, like there's certain couple liquor bars and clubs and stuff like that, and all this other stuff.
The thing about that is, that area is always ever since I was in my early 20s, and I'm older than that now. That place has always been a mess. People go down there, get drunk, and they fight.
Oh yeah,
but like,
bars are the center of drama.
Now, I will say though, we play and produce stuff all over the country, all over the Southeast. Specifically, we'll bounce around from time to time. Every city that I've ever played, I ain't never seen the fights like I do. That's just commonplace down there. So,
oh wow.
Well, we would love to like get out more too. Like we have equipment and we have a vehicle, and we will travel to you, Grave Girls.
Hell yeah. 2026 tour, Grave Girls, anybody?
Yeah, probably.
I think so. So going off of that, what so you're obviously in a band, you would go out to play shows, and I'm sure you would go to venues that you might not be familiar with, and like neighborhoods you might not be familiar with. What's like the general mood before going to a new venue, and like are there any steps that you take to make sure that you guys are going to be safe in that venue, and if so, what steps do you take?
So especially with the visuals anyway, I'm part of our part of our looking into doing a show is I have to like check out the venue. So it's just one at this point, like, how are they with like folks like us is just one more item on the checklist, as I'm like, do I have enough room to put this screen in?
Right.
But no, we definitely have we have precautions that we take.
And Charli says that like it's a normal thing.
Well,
in a way, but it's really just like it shouldn't be like that.
It shouldn't be, but
It
like
shouldn't.
Yeah,
but like it's normally not a big deal. But like I usually do give it a little look. Like I got booked for a show about a year or two ago at a place called Cotton Eye Joe's.
That's cool.
And
did you play it?
Oh God, no!
I was shocked.
Was it what? It wasn't good.
Oh, I didn't play it. Hell no! I was like, no.
Oh, you said Cotton Eye Joe. No, thank you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Have you ever been there?
No. I've heard stories.
Did you just like walk in, turn around, walk out?
Oh no, no.
What happened?
No, I know where it's at. I know what it is. They're like, at first I'm like, oh, that's good money. Let me think about it. And then I thought about it, and it's like, you know what? No. It looks like I've actually already booked that day. I'm so sorry, silly me. But well, thanks for thinking, and holler at me for the next one, though, for sure. Maybe not there.
Oh my God.
How are you able to do that? What precautions do you take in your day?
Oh well,
we kind of have me and Charli kind of have a safety protocol in place, like in different ways. Mm-hmm. Just like and a check-in, like we kind of structure checking in with each other.
Oh yeah,
when we're out,
and of course then there's always bear arms. We do have the right bear arms.
Yes, in case our viewers don't know, Charli is a veteran and is quite skilled with the bear arms. So she is definitely safe in that way. So would you say that most of your safety plan is staying together?
That's a lot of it, yeah. Like we'll be in larger cities, and well, there was one time that Danielle had to go park the car at a different place.
Oh God.
And that was an adventure.
That's scary for me.
Yeah, it was a city that I know really well, and everyone's lovely. But there's a part of town that I don't really go to.
Well, Charli broke the rules, though.
Oh, yeah.
Charli broke the rules.
What was the rules?
you left with your phone off.
No, my phone died.
Exactly.
Yeah, no.
Oh,
it
so
died
you
on
weren't
the-
allowed to leave until your phone got
That's breaking
charged.
the rules. I can't help. I don't make the rules.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I
Yeah.
found her once the phone got turned off. That's when I was able to find her because I was still listening to the goddamn phone, and then once I turned that off, I started just talking to people, and I started talking to the hobos.
And found me through a system
my
of hobos.
So I
Oh
used
my
to be,
god.
okay. So I used to be homeless, and so there's like different communities in the homeless community.
Uh-huh.
And so I just looked for, the cool homeless folks, a dirty kid family,
Oh my gosh. I knew a couple dirty kids.
right?
Yeah.
And, it's like, hey, where's this road at? And they're like, oh, it's over there. It's like, all right, thanks, cool. And everything's fine. So,
Yeah, 'cause
That's wow.
Charlie had a vague description of where I was,
hmm
but I was going through it at the time.
Yeah, I just went
Wow.
and like found some like really dirty vagrant looking kids, and I'm like, hey, I'm looking for this area, and they're like, oh, that's down by the skate park.
And they
Oh
were
my
right.
gosh.
They were right. It was great.
Nice.
Okay, so rule number 1, don't leave the house with the dead phone.
Well, it was the venue.
Yeah.
Oh, the venue. Don't leave the
Yeah.
venue with the dead phone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Just
true.
make sure you have your phone. Rule number 1. Rule number 2, Second Amendment.
Say it again.
All right.
Rule number 3.
And then, if all else fails, find a dirty kid.
This is gonna be a
Go to
blog
the
post
train tracks.
on how to.
I've seen a great
Okay, so this last one's a little emotional. This one's for me particularly because I'm going through it, to put it lightly. Probably the worst that I've ever gone through anything, it seems. And like we said earlier, joy is our biggest and most important weapon. When you have days where you it seems like impossible and like joy is completely escaping you, what are the things that you do to find it again?
I'll start.
Mhm.
So this is going to be really sappy.
I love it.
But here, lately, um, this one here, she
Aw.
helps me out, and even if she doesn't even mean to, like she can be just laying there asleep, and I'm just like, oh,
Like that's my person.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel that big time. Aw. They gaze at each other lovingly.
Yeah.
Well, I mean that's a big one. Does your art help at all creating together? That must be a big source.
Yeah, creating together and separately. Sometimes solitude can be helpful for me,
Uh-huh.
actually.
Yeah.
And I know that that's not usually the answer, but when I say solitude, I mean like in terms of like creative atmosphere and like creating
Parallel play is a big
Parallel
thing with
play.
Yes. I
parallel
love
play.
that.
It's important in relationships to have
Mhm.
parallel play, I think.
Yeah,
100%.
she'll be doing she'll be doing her creative stuff, and I'll be on the other side doing my creative stuff.
And we're
Yeah.
working
And we might
Yeah.
say 5 words to each other over the course of the day.
or text
Yeah.
each other from across the room.
That happens.
Yeah,
too.
yeah. When
It's
you were saying that your art is inspired by psychedelics sometimes, and in this conversation it brings me to this. I really love psychedelics, and so does my partner Tim. We do it every New Year's. We have a tradition now. Every New Year's Eve we take some acid and then we play Mario Kart.
I love that.
13 hours. 13 hours Mario Kart.
That's
You know?
hilarious.
And so and there's been Aaron did mushrooms with us for the first time with Aaron, and
Finally.
well, not always, but I tend to have like epiphanies while on psychedelics. And this one that I've had is really relevant to what you were saying, Danielle, about solitude and creativity, or like parallel play rather. It was me and my partner at the time, and we did shrooms, and we were at his parents' beach house, and in the guest bedroom he was playing like Pirates of the Caribbean, like on PlayStation or whatever. And in that guest bedroom that he was in, it was all like cornflower blue and white, and like the walls were like that cornflower blue. It was like very old lady, like farmhouse, like wicker and cornflower blue, you know. And it was just such a sunny day, and it was at like the beach house, so like they have like floor to ceiling windows, and then they have this extension on the outside that's nothing but windows, and the like theme is yellow. And I just felt like, it's so weird, but I felt yellow, and that room was blue, and I was like, I don't want to be blue right now. Like, I don't want to be in that room with you playing your game. That's not the color that I am right now. I'm yellow. And this room is yellow, and that's like the farthest room. And I just felt like I for some reason, I felt like I had to be with him. Like I'm here with him. I should be spending my time with him. But then that was the epiphany I had. I'm like, says who? He wants to be blue. He wants to be blue in that room. He can be blue in that room, and that's a perfectly fine color to be. And I want to be yellow over here. And that's what I did. I sat down in that silent ass room and laughed and laughed and laughed and laughed at nothing. At nothing. I was just so happy to be yellow. And then I was like, I think green's okay. I could be a little green right now. So then I decided that it was okay to mix my yellow with his blue. And I went in the room at my own, and it was just, it's such a stupid thing. Like, of course you can be in a separate room at a separate time, but you know, when you're on psychedelics, you got this like baby brain.
Yeah. Oh, we were in a hotel room one time, and I didn't like the vibe of the side of the room that was the beds, and I went over to where the sink is, and they're like, "What are you doing, Charlie?" I'm like, "I'm in Thailand," and it became the thing for the night, and it ended up just like 8 hippies hanging out over top of the sink in Thailand, and the whole rest of the hotel just like one kid over and one guy over in the corner unraveling a bed.
Sounds like
I love it. Yeah, sometimes the vibe is sleeping in the bathtub.
You know,
like there's no rules. Who says you have to sleep in the bed? If you want to sleep in the bathtub, sleep in the bathtub.
I mean, I've done that. It was
me too.
The AC didn't work. What are you gonna do?
It's cold. Yeah, you can turn on the faucet, get your feet wet a little bit, and that feels nice. Okay, just a couple more questions. What's your favorite part about being trans?
For me, it's being like hot and feeling like I'm myself, and I'm like comfortable in my own skin and like my own body, and feeling good about it.
That's a good one.
And like, it can be hard to find sometimes, but like that's my favorite part, is like those moments where you feel that way,
even when it's fleeting.
Yes.
Yeah, especially when it's fleeting.
Hold
on to that. Try to bottle it if you can.
Yeah.
Dang.
It's a tough one.
Yeah, I like being cute.
Yeah. Charli?
I mean, a lot of the same, honestly. It's more just like, this is me. Hi. And I like being able to be me. And I like being able to smile. I never was able to do that before.
Yeah, feeling a self-identity is such an interesting thing that not everybody fully understands.
Oh yeah. No,
yeah.
I remember scrolling back for years and years and years worth of pictures. Even like I was clearly at a happy occasion, doing happy things, all the markers of happiness. But like, if you look at my face, I'm sitting there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think of my old self in a way, and I would consider it an old self. I feel like I consider my old self to be almost like a shell of a person that needed to be fulfilled by understanding who they were. You know?
Protective barrier that you built up as a kid.
Yeah, protective barrier for reals. Thank you.
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah, I feel like my old self is kind of like a separate person, like an older sibling that was protecting me and then died when I was able to be who I am. And
Hugs.
Yeah.
The dark secret is I took over this body when he wasn't looking.
New theory: transgenders are parasites, body snatchers.
That was good. How about you, Bo? What's your favorite?
My favorite part about being trans is having the entire spectrum of experience and like truly understanding women, because I was one, and because of that, being able to be a better man or whatever the fuck I am. And I think it makes me kinder and smarter and stronger and more resilient, because cis people don't have to argue about their validity on a daily fucking basis.
Right.
I don't really understand men at all. Yeah, I don't understand men at all though. So,
Okay, on the opposite side, you don't feel like
that's like you guys are weird. I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel that way too.
Like, I've always just been the weirdo over in the corner, like drawing my pictures. Like, no, I don't want to play your ball game.
Yeah. I feel like there's a bigger well, blame it on the patriarchy. Maybe there's like this wider acceptance of gender expression of AFAB people versus AMAB people. Like, tomboys are still attracted to straight people, and but like, are straight women attracted to feminine men? Typically not. You'd assume, like, that's what the patriarchy would have you assume. So I feel like there, even though I wasn't very girly or feminine, I still feel like I was doing woman good and like experiencing womanhood at the time.
I kind of feel like I was like forced to, like, I was kind of I kind of resonated with what you said, Bo, about like having that experience. I wasn't good at it. I wasn't good, like, I wasn't good at being a girl, but and I was also the person in the corner that was like, this is making no sense to me. But I also feel like there was a sense of like I had to experience it anyways, just by growing up that way, and like understanding like what happens to your body when you are going through a cycle and like things like that. And like before, I thought I would just never want to ever think about those things, but then I'm also like, now that I have a daughter, I feel like as her dad, I can be a different kind of dad that can understand how she's feeling more than the average like cis father could.
Right.
So I'm like trying to find ways that like take my previous experience and then be able to like use them in ways that are more constructive, being more obvious about, like protecting women and like things like that.
Right. Yeah, like I do things now, like, even though I feel like I look very gay and not threatening at all, especially if I wear something like this, but I don't know. I change my behaviors now. If I'm walking down the street of Philly by myself, there's a woman, I cross the street, so I'm not, or if I'm walking behind a woman, I'll like stop and let her get way ahead of me so she doesn't feel like I'm chasing her or something like that. Because those were things that I was scared of when I was a woman or looked like a woman, and those were, I experienced, SA as a woman, so like those are the things that I used to educate like my behavior now, and I think that makes me a better man.
Yeah, I appreciate stuff like that, like especially as a trans girl, when I get like last time I went to the gas station, for example, this man held the door open for me, and it's just little things like that.
Yeah.
Honestly, sometimes that can just like change your perspective on your own self or your day, because when it really comes down to it, we are creatures based around interacting with our environment and interacting
Right.
with who we're around, who
Right.
we choose to keep company with,
Mhm.
and that sort of thing. We end up
Right.
becoming. It's almost like we see ourselves in the mirror of
Yeah.
their reactions to us.
Yes.
you know?
Yes. Which can be, harmful mentally.
Yeah.
I was just saying to Aaron in the
But-
last episode, because I put all my eggs in this one person's basket when I was the stranger's basket. I was about to was having a bad day, and I was coming out to the stranger essentially, and I was putting all of my mental eggs in her basket, and if she hadn't have ended up being like as nice as she was, like that, we're just thankful.
Yes.
But yeah, I do agree. And like those times when like I go to I get big dogged, by somebody holding the bathroom door open, like, here you go, big dog. I'm like, yeah, that's right. I am a big dog. That's motherfucking right.
Being affirmed in your gender identity is kind of like a necessary part of like fully feeling the trans experience is being affirmed in different ways.
Yes.
It can be different for different people.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
remember I was at an event a couple of years ago, and one of my friends was like, "Here, Charlie, put your bag with ours." I was like, "Oh,
Oh,
part of the group, protecting
Yes.
each other." Yeah,
Being part of the group is important, and that's something that cis people could do a better job of understanding in general.
yeah.
Is
I agree.
that like trans people are marginalized and are vulnerable parts of the community, and they are at risk a lot of times.
What,
and like we've made it through this long at least, so
Yeah.
it's been all right.
What advice do you have for our viewers about being proactive in fostering their own community if they may not have one? Specifically, let's say Southern trans women. Do you have any advice?
So I feel like our advice is going to be necessarily colored by our experience and our particular skill sets. Our situation's probably going to be different than like somebody that works retail. But just in general terms, like
Charli is a great person to help me through my vulnerable period of building community. You have to be vulnerable to build community.
yeah,
Yeah.
You have to be real. You have to walk the walk, honestly. Like it doesn't, and it takes a lot more work than a lot of people are willing to even like conceive of.
like it's making friends. At the end of the day, you just got to go and make some friends. And
There's that, yeah.
It's just
in the safe spaces that
for us, that is maybe a little bit easier, just because like we work in places where people go to socialize and have fun.
Yep.
Yeah.
So like it's going to be easier for me to
in
deal
that
with.
way, yeah.
Yeah.
But people who maybe not doing that, like find take whatever hobby you have and like reach out with people and just
I would say putting yourself out there safely
Yep.
is an important part of it. Being able to put yourself out there safely. One of the reasons that I'm able to be the person I've grown into is I've grown into the fact that I have Charli, who is someone who protects me. and being
Aw.
able to be as vulnerable and talk a
Yeah.
little bit of shit online, I guess.
Yeah.
You had to be vulnerable to find Charli.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
actually.
And me and Charli met August 11th. So that's coming up.
In 4 days.
Yeah.
So
Oh my
cute.
god.
We did the class. We had the classic lesbian experience of
We
going
went-
on a date and then just kind of staying.
We didn't even go on a date, honestly. So, like, I needed a ride to work,
Facts.
and work was this cool thing that I do.
And I was
And
interested in it.
There's this really pretty trans girl that was like talking to me, and she was really cute. I'm like, got a car, pretty girl.
Oh my god.
So we just went. So we went to a show, and then like, did we? We did another thing like a week later, and she got COVID. And then like a week after that, I was just down. I was doing a show, and my ride ditched out or something. I forget exactly what the details were. And I was on a buddy's couch, and I'm like, I wonder if Danielle will give me a ride. And I messaged her. I'm like, I hate to be like this. Do you think there's any what? I was like an hour and a half, 2 hours away, basically.
Oh my gosh.
It was a drive,
Yeah.
and I'm like, is there any way? And then like 3 hours later, we're at a diner at a truck stop having breakfast together.
Oh my
And
god.
like, I think I love this girl. I don't know. Wow. And
You
but-
all.
Oh. and then like, but then like a couple of, it wasn't even dates. We just went and hung out.
Yeah.
And then like one morning as she was about to leave, I'm just like, hey, what if I just go with you?
That's so sweet. Been together ever since.
Yeah, basically.
Basically, so
Yeah.
I love it. I love lesbians.
You yeah, so Charli, when Charli asked me, you were in a tight spot and she was asking me and I didn't miss a beat. I was like, I will be there as soon as I possibly can, and I came right to you because one of the things about living my life is I've really like tried to grow like a sense of empathy
Mm-hmm.
and like what other people are going through. And me and Charli found love in a place that we did not expect. Like it kind of blindsided me.
That's
and-
wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just been a beautiful thing. And it's enriched both of our lives in terms of our art and really leveled us up as people as well.
That's so wonderful.
Because we want to
Aw.
be better for each other.
Yeah, absolutely. That's
you
how
know?
I feel about my partner.
Yeah,
I'm sure
and
how
so
Aaron feels
that's
about
another
his
thing
wife.
is find the people and live it.
Yeah.
Find
Find
the
your people
and live it.
and live it. I love that. Find your
mean,
people and
really.
live it. I mean, merch.
When it comes down to it, you have to.
Yeah.
There's
And-
nothing else you can do.
I think I consider myself at, how old am I? I'm older than Jesus was when he died. I know that.
Nice.
Take that, Jesus. I'm 34. I think I am. I consider myself a trans elder. I feel like most trans people will probably, figure out around in their 20s, how they're, what they're doing, and I feel like a lot more like new like we call them eggs, I guess, little trans eggs are finding their way to me and asking a lot of questions. Do you guys feel like you are becoming like staples in the community in that way?
Yeah. So our first album that we released has been turned into a genre description.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's fun.
Mm-hmm.
We're that different. That's why it took us so long to describe what we sounded like.
What was the name
well,
of
I
the
guess
first
the only
album?
way to know is to find out and check out
Oh,
Grave Girls
yeah.
on all platforms. That's
Yes.
GRAVE space GIRLS, right? We're not doing
Yep.
a funky Z here.
Yeah.
And we spell correctly here. You can check out their music videos on their YouTube channel. We will make sure to link it below. And that's all I got for you ladies today.
Mhm.
Thank you for coming on.
Thank you so much for coming on. You both are so fabulous and gorgeous, and I love you both so much.
Aw.
And do you have any last words for our viewers? Any more plugs you want to make?
The album that we were referring to, the first album, it's called Noise Candy.
Noise candy, and that is also the genre.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
But not necessarily ours.
Yeah,
Not
necessarily-
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It's
The
just
Grave
it's-
Girls are not necessarily noise candy.
Yeah, you asked about like whether we were staples of the community, and I think that it can just be told in like the outpouring of love that we've received back.
Absolutely.
And I would say the new album is called Empress of a Shattered Glass, and
Ooh.
it's a 21-track monster of an album. All
Hell
of the
yeah.
songs are amazing, and it comes out October 25th.
October 25th, Empress of the
Mhm.
Shattered Glass.
You can pre-order
Keep an
it
eye
on our
out.
BandCamp.
You can pre-order it,
Pre-order
and there's
it?
already some songs out right now. Some of them are sexy. All of them, the album is centered around like gender affirmation, but also like a deep, like dealing with like depressive issues and like dealing with like adversity in life and stuff. So
Love that.
if
Check
you
it
like
out.
it,
Music for the lived experience. Hell yeah.
yes. Yes.
Well, that's all I have for you ladies. Thank you so much for coming on today. Thank you,
for
Aaron,
having us.
for shutting up most of the time and letting me take over because of our mic problems, but that's okay.
we endured,
Um,
we made it happen.
Make sure you leave a comment. Let us know what you liked about our episode. If you have any questions for the Grave Girls, I'm sure they'll appreciate it. And we will see you in
In the
the
next
next one.